Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I'm in Athens at the moment, and I'm just coming down from Mount Lykavitos here in Athens, and I just want to share a message with you and also some video footage just to share once again the beauty of this place, a place that is more beautiful, more spectacular, more photogenic than Santorini and all of the Greek islands put together. As I say time and time again, if you can't find the essence of Greece, if you can't be fulfilled in Athens, then chances are that you can't be fulfilled in the whole of Greece, because Athens is Greece. Athens exudes the essence and is the soul of what Greekness has and will always be. What I want to do today is to extend my series on all that I've learnt from Anthony Robbins over the years, and just talk to you about a few things that come to mind after being to a few of his seminars and reading a number of his books. And Anthony Robbins talks about the wise fool, and he says that it never ceases to amaze him how many times he comes across people who are really, really smart, really clever, really ingenious in different areas of their life. But they are so smart in some things and yet so dumb in other things. Because what happens is that these people tend to be too clever for their own good. And the same thing happens in different aspects of our lives. Because we overthink things, because we think that we're smarter than everybody else, we end up looking for things in the wrong places, searching for happiness in places that it doesn't exist, searching for truth in places where it can't be found. Because what happens is, because we are creatures of habit, we tend to search in the world that we know best. But what happens is that because we're searching in the world that we know best, we can't find what we're looking for because we're searching in the wrong place. Because happiness, joy, truth, love, all of those things reside in places a little bit outside of our comfort zone. So we need to open ourselves up to new experiences, to struggle, to discomfort, to new places, new people, new feelings, even though they may make us feel uncomfortable in the beginning. What Anthony Robbins suggests is that we need to let go and make space for new things to come into our lives. But letting go, according to the big man, is really hard, because we view it as just another thing to do as opposed to stopping the thing altogether. How many people do you know who smoke, who drink, who do things which are unproductive but keep on doing them because they want to stop it, but just wanting to stop it is in itself an action that keeps them going, because it's an action that keeps them occupied physically and mentally. So instead of stopping something or letting something go, what they do is they hold on to it, they ruminate it over and over and over again. It occupies their conscious and subconscious and fills their life and makes them feel like they're doing something whilst they're actually not doing anything at all. So once again, the key point here is that we need to actually let things go in order to free ourselves of their grip and to throw away the key to the prison that they enshackle us to. So let go altogether is the message, and we need to let loose the things and to change our inner landscape and to stop holding on, because once we free ourselves of these burdens that hold us back, that hold on to us, then and only then, according to Anthony Robbins, you open up space for new things, for new people, for new experiences, for a new life to be enjoyed and to be savoured. So how do you let go? How do you make space? How do you clean out the old and make room for the new? The practice of letting go consists of letting in and letting be. So letting in and letting be. Sometimes you just need to let things be, as opposed to trying to just rid yourself of them. Just stop thinking of them. Stop them occupying your valuable mental space. We need to stop pressing ourselves. We need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be more comforting of ourselves. And what we're saying here is we need to befriend pain as opposed to trying to stop it and to rid ourselves of it. Don't try to change it, because by trying to change it is in itself a trap. Just accept it and the experience will change automatically. I had a boss many years ago, Greg Gleason, who told me one thing which is very, very profound and has stayed with me forever. And he said to me, James, if you change, your whole world will change for you. If you change the way you see something, it will change. You will free yourself. You will be liberated from it by changing your attitude, by changing the way you see it. Because the way you see it influences the way you feel it. So what we're saying here is accept things are not going to be perfect. Nothing is perfect in anybody's life. No, we all have challenges, we all have issues. We are all at different stages of growth and development. And what's happening in my life today may not be happening in your life today, but it may happen in your life tomorrow, whereas my life would have moved on tomorrow and be somewhere else. So we're in constant change, we're in constant growth and development. And what Anthony Robbins says is that we basically need to accept it, to let it go, let it be, and to enjoy the journey rather than to fight life, because the more you fight life, the more life fights you back. So just like I learnt in martial arts and the art of Aikido, is not to confront energy head on. You need to move in the direction of the energy, to use that energy as your advantage, as opposed to something a driving force that is opposing you. So sometimes we need to turn and go with the energy, with the problem, with the pain, letting it be, letting it run its course, so that it can run out of energy and move on to someone else or somewhere else. So very powerful concepts. And the other point that Anthony Robbins says is that suffering is actually optional. You know, you can choose to suffer, or you can choose to let it be and not to worry about it. I've just left a bit of silence there for that to sink in. Suffering is optional. Suffering is based on how you see the problem, how you see your situation, how you see yourself coping and moving through and on from the current situation. But if all you do is lumber and slumber in your past, then you're going to be depressed. There's no doubt about it, because a depressed state is one where you're shackled to your past and you can't find a way forward. If you're worried and spend too much time thinking and rethinking and trying to create your future, then you're going to be trapped with anxiety. So what we need to do, and Anthony Robbins says it time and time again, is let things be. By all means, try and sort things out and make things better, but not to make it such an obsession that it rules you, that it owns you, that it controls you, that it hurts you, and it makes you feel worse than what it should make you feel. Because we own the keys, we have the keys to our joy and happiness by accepting God's will and knowing that it may be hard for the time being. Temporarily, it may be a struggle. But just like Greece has gone through war, recession, natural disaster, all of these things eventually pass. And Anthony Robbins says that this too shall pass, as long as you have that as your attitude and your life mantra. And pain, as Anthony Robbins says, is a physical sensation, whereas suffering is a feeling that comes from aversion to pain, aversion, trying to escape pain. What Anthony Robbins says is if you feel the pain and allow yourself to feel the pain, then you're not going to be suffering. The people who suffer are the ones who are trying to escape pain. Just let pain take its course, the physical sensation of pain, and it will go. But if you're trying to fight against it, that's what's going to keep on hurting you. So just like the song goes, let it be, let it in, let it be, and let it go. Don't fight it. And the last point that I want to make here from some of the things that I've learnt from Anthony Robbins is that every emotion comes with a story. And to deal with it, we must let go of both. We must let go of the story, the recurring, the ruminating story, the version that could be entirely wrong, because remembering that our brain adds, deletes, and is delusional sometimes as well. So what we may think is the truth, what we may think that other people are thinking or doing, or their version of the story, may be completely different to the truth, because each and every one of us gets to live a different past, a different present, and a different future. We all have different slivers of reality. my slithers of reality that I use to create my worldview may be completely different from your slithers of reality and your worldview. And our slithers of reality actually impact and influence the decisions that we make, the pain, the fear, the suffering that we overthink from time to time. So what Anthony Robbins is saying here is that we need to let the emotion go and let the story go. Because an emotion without a story does not exist. So the two-step process is letting go. But we need to let it in before we can let it go. And the final point that I want to make, and as Anthony Robbins says, is sometimes we need to just get out of the way. Learn to get out of the way and not to be the subject of the hospital pass. Because by letting go, by getting out of the way, you don't get tied up, you don't get involved, and you get to live the life that you choose to live and to serve God and to serve your neighbour as you are, I guess, requested to do. And there and then is the only way of you achieving your full joy, by living the life and by living your purpose. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where I'm heading down from Mount Lykavitos. If ever you are in Athens, do yourself a favour, listen to me. Get on the metro, wherever you're living in Athens, if you're living in the outer suburbs, of course, and get to Syntagma metro station. And from there, it's about a 20-minute walk. Just ask anybody that you want to go to Lykavitos, and then you take this path that leads to the top, where there's a church called St. George. But along the way, the views that you're going to experience, the freedom that you're going to enjoy, is second to none. As I say time and time again, this is more beautiful than Santorini. This is more spectacular than Mykonos. And if you can't find the true essence of Greekness in Athens, if you can't be fulfilled by what Athens has to offer, the Athenian lifestyle, then chances are that you will never ever be fulfilled, regardless of where you travel in the whole of Greece. Because for me, Athens is Greece. Athens has magnificent beaches, has lots of things to do, lots of places to go, and the vibe, the soul of this city is second to none. There's no doubt that this is a beautiful place, because over the thousands of years of its history, there has never been a king, a queen, an emperor, an empress, a dictator, an enemy who has wanted to make Athens the jewel in their crown. But to our credit, to the credit of all the Greeks who have kept this land free from tyranny, free from all of the enemies, I guess, of freedom of speech. Thank you, because Greece has always been and will always be the standard to which all societies want to benchmark and baseline themselves to it. Greece is not perfect. Athens is not perfect, but neither are you or I. the important thing to understand and to appreciate and to respect is that this land has a history, has a well-documented history, and has infused every culture in the modern world with productive and purposeful improvement. So let's take off our hat to Athens, take off our hat to Greece, and to thank this lifestyle, this mindset that the Greeks were able to pass on to the rest of the world, because we are all Greek in some way. We are more Greek than anything else if we're living in freedom, if we're living with love, and if we're living with the respect and freedom of speech. Yassas, take care, and until next time, bye from Jim's 5am Club.